Today is a joyful day for all of us. We gather together to witness Ben and Kristen as they both make the promise to enter into a lifelong relationship with God and each other in the sacrament of matrimony. We are here now to support Ben and Kristen in their journey together as one. Well, if you're like me, you want to know where this love began for Ben and Kristen. In their preparation, Kristen shared with me the details of exactly how, when, and where this love began. Kristen explained that in college every week on Tuesday nights, she would eat dinner and then afterwards stop by the Adoration Chapel. Each week, she would recognize this young man attending in the holy hour who was very kind, polite, and faithful to his prayer. As Kristen was leaving adoration one night, this same man came running across the parking lot, frantically waving his hands in the air to stop her. Ben introduced himself to Kristen and then explained that her back tire was flat on her car and asked if he could change it for her. After Ben changed the tire, Kristen offered to buy him a cup of coffee. Well, this conversation over a cup of coffee, along with the flat tire and spending time getting to know each other, would change their lives forever and eventually bring them to this moment here at the altar in front of God and his holy people. God planted a seed of love in them. This love will be nurtured by spending quality time together with each other so that each one of them can get to know each other on a new level. Now this love has begun to sprout and form a very special bond. As we heard in the first reading from Genesis, the bond of love between a man and woman is so strong that a man leaves his father and mother and clings to his wife, and the two of them become one body. It causes a transformation in them. This is so that Ben and Kristen, as husband and wife, may be united to form a new family. This may be hard for you, your family members, but just as they gave themselves completely for their family, now you must also give yourselves completely to each other. Just as Jesus freely laid down his life and love for each one of us, Ben, you are now called to lay down your life, to give yourself completely to Kristen. Ben, one way this may be done is by working extra hours to provide for your family's needs or missing a few football games. I know it may seem cruel to have to miss some football games, but this will show Kristen how much you love her and are able to put something you enjoy aside for the greater good, which is her happiness. Kristen, you too will have to give of yourself by possibly watching a football game with Ben, even if it is torture. But all kidding aside, these little sacrifices will nurture and increase the love each one of you has for each other. You will be expected to share everything with each other. Yes, even your faults and weaknesses, your gifts and strengths, everything will now be shared between you two, holding nothing back. You will begin to give of yourselves in a more generous way. And the two of you together, by the grace of God, will be called to also lay down your life for your children. You will need to make time to educate them in the faith and teach them how to love and be loved. This is truly a great sacrifice that you are willing to make because you love each other. In true love, there is always sacrifice. As husband and wife, you are called to mutually and freely give yourselves to each other in a way that imitates Christ's love for the sake and unity of your family. This is why you will promise in good times and bad times, and even until death. Your journey, Ben and Kristen, continues as you discover how to grow as one by putting aside your personal desires and give your life continually to your spouse. We pray that over the years your sacrifices for each other become easier so that you may form an intimate union that is indestructible. Kristen and Ben, God consecrated you in baptism, and now he strengthens and enriches you by this special sacrament of matrimony, so that you may assume the duties of marriage in mutual and lasting fidelity. You are now given a mission by Christ to sanctify each other by the fruit of your love and your family. Two helpful tools that will assist in creating a loving family are patience and perseverance. You know these very well. However, you will get to know these even better as the years go by and different events challenge your marriage. To be patient with each other and your children imitates the love of Christ. This love will bear fruit by your daily perseverance and dedication to the commitment you will make in a few moments. As witnesses here today, we are also given a mission. We will testify to Ben and Kristen's love for each other as they begin this new journey together. I ask that all of us promise to be there for Ben and Kristen in good times and bad, so that we may be Christ's light to them, to encourage and support them throughout their marriage. Ben and Kristen, remember that the Lord is always with you and desires to give you the strength needed to persevere and deepen your love for each other, so that you may follow God's will in this new life as one.